it's like for me, it's like it has to make sense. It's sort of like, we're staying at this wonderful house in Noosa, and it's very funny because we came in and the floors were all gritty, and it's supposedly clean for us to stay in. We're renting it, and I finally had to hire somebody to come in and actually clean it because it's just, it's like their idea of clean and mine are two different universes.
Sure.
And it's like the pragmatics of it. If you can't get it the way you want by asking them to do the job they should have done, get somebody who can do the job. And it was amazing it's so amazing to feel the difference in this house after having it cleaned this morning. Oh my God.
Well, I know you're cleaning lady, and I'm a big fan of her too.
Yeah, I know. She's just great. And there's some people who are just capable of doing miraculous stuff. And the funny part about it is I actually called Simone and Brendan. I said, why don't you, can you get me this kind of mop? Because I was going to do it myself. I don't care what it takes. I'll do anything.
Yeah.
But that's the whole idea of that willingness to do anything and never give up and never give in and keep on trucking until you get what you really want.
And you really have done that. And
I
it's
have.
So exciting. You are such a huge inspiration, and it's so exciting to see where Access has come from, which is something that you could have given up on 1,000 times over.
Everybody told me to give up.
And people were even telling you to give up, and you didn't, which is, again, a whole other skill set that you
I just couldn't. It's like I watched the changes that occurred in people's lives.
Wow, okay.
And I went, how can I quit this when if one person changes and becomes happier, if one person becomes saner, if one person chooses a different reality, there's a ripple effect that goes out in the world. And we don't see the effects of what we create for the most part. And we get very little feedback. And it's like, one of the great gifts I got when I was first doing it, I was going, okay, it's time for the men in the little white coats to come and get me and take me away because I'm completely nuts. I'm doing nothing and I'm charging people for it.
Right.
And this lady walked in and this was her 4th bars session. And she walked in and she goes, okay, so I have to tell you something. I said, what? And she goes, well, this stuff really works. What? She said, when I first came to you, I had such pain that if I sat down for longer than 3 minutes, I would get up. I could barely walk because my feet hurt so bad. After the first session, all the pain went away. And I have not had any pain since. Thank God she said it that day.
Just in the nick of time. Thank you, universe.
Nick of time, because I was ready to call the lunatic man and have myself committed for just being a charlatan and a fake and all that other stuff. Because I couldn't see the results. All I could see is people were, doing things and things were changing, but...
Right.
Yeah.
So Gary Douglas has felt defeated and crazy too. So if you're out there thinking that what your vision is an impossible dream and you're a crazy person, you might be, but you still might succeed if you go for it.
Yeah. It's like I knew it was crazy because what I wanted to do more than anything else in life is to change the world. And the one thing I know for sure, if you change one person dynamically, you will change the world. I've seen it happen over and over again. You're an example, okay? I've watched you change and change all the people around you. I've watched, Dane change and change the people around him.
Right.
And I've watched one person after the other change hundreds of people. It's great.
You didn't just change Dane and I. You changed us and then put us on steroids.
Yes. Well, I'm pretty good at that. That's because I never give up, I never give in, and I never quit. So I will keep goading you to go farther and faster.
Cool. Yeah. So where would you like, do you have a vision for Access in the future, consciousness on this planet? Where would you like to see things continue growing towards?
Well, for me, the one thing I know is that the only thing that's going to save planet Earth, it's not, recycling, it's not saving the whales, it's not saving the dolphins, it's not freeing the killer whales.
Or being gluten-free.
It is creating more consciousness.
Okay.
Because in the face of consciousness, violent crime cannot exist. It's like, right now, it's like there's things going on all over the world where people are choosing violence and meanness and starvation and stuff. And there are people looking for greater possibilities.
Yes.
And it's like, those of us who know that the world has to change, Well, find a way to change it, whether it's with Access or something else.
Right.
Find the way that works for you. That's what's important to me. But we all got to have it. And I know that we want to save the planet, then consciousness is the only thing that's going to do it.
So can I ask you, what do you mean by consciousness?
Consciousness includes everything and judges nothing.
And judges nothing.
Including violence. It includes violence. But it doesn't judge it. It looks at it to see what it's going to create. What is that choice going to create? You know, it's like I loved Farrah Fawcett did a movie called The Burning Bed. And it's like her husband was beating her up and beating the kids up.
Yeah.
And his violence turned her, she actually set him on fire.
In bed?
In bed, and burned him alive.
Goodness.
You know, and I mean, it was an amazing thing because his choice for violence led somebody else to do violence. But her choice for violence freed her kids from being abused. And it's like, and it brought attention to the abuse that's in the world that people need to recognize and see how it's true. And not have a point of view about it, but how do we change it? The question. And that's the thing that I keep giving away to everybody. What's the question that's going to change this? What's the question that's going to make everything different? And it's like, the other thing that's true for me is, it's like, it's not we have to do things differently, because differently is changing what is and changing it enough that it doesn't feel so bad or hurt so bad. And we need to do it different. What do we need to do or be different that can change this whole reality?
Yeah, and that's such a powerful question.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful question. If we'll actually go there and choose
if we'll ask. And it's like, if we'll actually really receive our awareness too. Because you can ask the question, but if you're not willing to receive your awareness, you'll always choose against it. And it's like, it is sad to see people choose against it.
Well, you have been a huge pioneer, in creating a possibility for people who think they are hopeless and stand no chance in having a life that works or even living at all, to actually wake up and even enjoy life and then even start to succeed at life.
Yes, it's like to watch the people who've gone from having nothing to success, to watch the people that have chosen to look at how they can create more in their lives in every area, and to see these people in question of that. What's the question you have to be that changes all reality? And to watch it, see people get happy, to go from being miserable to laughing, to being so rigid in their head with their judgments that they can't make a joke, to making jokes. It's like, it's an amazing gift.
It's an amazing gift, and you are an amazing key, and you are an incredible pioneer.
But I can't open the locks unless you guys who think you're locked out choose the key.
Cool. So this is, and what's really interesting, and this has been a great conversation, and what's so interesting is those of you guys that have this video, save it, bookmark it, and go back and listen to this again, because he said, I've caught, and I'm pretty good at listening, and I caught about 7 things that he said that we could have another hour-long conversation on each.
Yes, true.
So the gems are here, the jewels are here, the way is possible, and if we will create it, it can exist.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for sharing the gift of your courage with all of us.
Well, thank you for sharing yours. It's like, I look at all the people who are willing to step out of the ordinary and be not just extraordinary, which means having more of the ordinary, but being phenomenal and fantastic. And it's like, and so many of you are doing that. I know that the world can't help but be a fantastic place in the future.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
How does it get better? And what else is possible in the world of consciousness, guys? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A short time ago, this was just a dream that had too long been denied. Now the power is in our hands for creating a new life.